What's up?
Not too much, man. What's up?
It's a day. Today is a day. It's one of them. It's one of them. What could I say? What type of day is it today? It's a good day. It's definitely a good day. But it's just, one of those days where it's just like, it's a lot going on.
Monica said it's just one of them days.
Yeah, and it's not bad. Like you woke up, thank the Lord,
Yeah.
Like I woke up, but it's like,
I got you.
Yeah, have you had one of those days? Tell me about it.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, they just happen. It's human.
Yeah.
Everybody has those days.
Yeah.
Definitely. You just wake up. It's a good start, but then a lot happens.
Yeah. Hey, make sure you guys like, subscribe, rate, subscribe, and subscribe. Yeah.
What time did you go to sleep?
I went to sleep at 5. Yeah.
A.M.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, which is why I was sleep so late,
Yeah,
of course.
okay, that
But
makes sense then.
yeah.
Yeah.
But woke up at 12:52 today, and automatically I knew today is about to be a day. He's about to put me through the ringer. But that's all right. Welcome back to a rare moment with Ramon Reed. Let's clap it up. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Today we have a very, very special guest. Like, what's up? Oh, I need to lean back.
Yeah,
Okay. My bad. I just want a single for myself. You see, we don't have no single for Ramon Reed, the host of it. That's okay. Yeah. But today we have a very special guest, like always. He has, at one point, he was like kind of my Disney comrade in a way. Just on different regions of that whole company. He's done multiple things. I don't know. I like to give people a whole bunch of attributes, and then I'll let them tell me, no, Ramon, I don't do that. So I'm gonna just name some. And you like,
go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's a humanitarian, an activist.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Humanitarian.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
I told you.
Okay, word.
I'm gonna shoot for the stars. An activist, an actor, singer, producer, writer, etc. Brandon Sievers. Let's clap it up for him. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you on the show, Brandon, for real.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, we have been trying to get this together for like a minute now, actually. But yeah, I'm glad you can slide by. Yeah, welcome. You feel me? We just vibe out on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what was we talking about? The day, putting us through the ringer. Let's jump into it. Acting. That's what the brunt of what you do, of course. How'd you get into it?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Vegas.
Okay.
I lived there till I was 9. I moved here in 2016.
Okay.
So I started out there. I was at a Disney on Ice show because I got good grades that semester. My parents wanted to celebrate, took me to Disney on Ice, and there was this booth in like that little arena where you get the popcorn.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. There was this booth of people. This company called Hollywood Access.
Yeah.
And it seemed like
That seemed like a
scammers.
scam.
It seemed like some
that
scammers.
name is
I'm
incorporated the scam. Gotta be.
It seemed like some
Yeah.
and they were like, they were calling people in from the crowd, people walking by, and they called me in, and I was like 8 maybe, and I was like, of course I want to be an actor. They're like, do you want to be on TV? Do you want to be on Disney?
Yeah, selling you the dream, of course.
I was like, absolutely, I want to do it. Mom was like, absolutely,
right.
This is a scam, and you just want my money. They kept calling. Months go down. Eventually, she brings me into the office. I audition for them, and they're like, come in, start training with us. Yeah. They would bring in people. They would fly people out from here to the company in Vegas. The casting directors, Amber. Who I'm
Amber Horn. Yeah.
I met Amber through them. So
Oh, okay.
Amber came down there.
Okay.
And was like doing a training session.
Yeah.
So I started then. It took me about a year-ish for me to do my first series regular, which was Walk the Prank.
Yeah.
And that's what moved me here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what's
And I've
up.
been here ever since.
Oh, so you guys made the full move to like once you got Walk the Prank, you guys moved from Vegas all the way to California.
Yep.
Yeah, we did the same thing with Just Roll With It. Now, like hindsight, we really didn't have to do that. But like, I mean, I'm happy about it. I love it here.
Same here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go back to Vegas.
Yeah, you wouldn't?
No, not to move back, no.
Why not?
Vegas, it's my family is there.
Yeah,
Most of my family is there. I love them. But the city is maybe 30 miles.
Yeah.
You got 30 miles and then desert.
Yeah, and then it's desert
And then it's
in
just
road.
straight desert
Yeah.
and road.
He goes from city to road trip real fast.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I've been to Vegas once, but it was when I was younger, so I really didn't have fun for real.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that casino look cool. Yeah, you keep walking.
In.
Right, literally. But yeah, we had a good time. I think we went for like Thanksgiving, and we spent it with some friends. Was that our first Thanksgiving here, Mom? Like when we went to Vegas? Yeah, I thought so. Outside of acting, right? You do a lot of things. You're a singer, of course. I've seen on your Instagram where you post songs, you play the piano. I actually, I've been learning to play the piano.
Word.
Yeah. Oh, don't get excited yet.
Okay.
Don't get excited yet. I've been learning to play the piano for a long time, actually, a couple of years. But I don't think it's my instrument.
No, it's not clicking for you?
No.
Why not? What's the
That's interesting. What is it that's not clicking for me? I think it's just it's they make it sound very simple, like, oh, there's only 12 chords and this is how many notes there is, right?
12 chords, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But 12, not that much. There's 2 more than 10, you feel me? 2 less than 14.
Yeah.
It just doesn't click because I'm a singer as well. So like I can
I know.
do you? So I can emulate things with my voice, but like when it comes to actually like playing it and like the whole scientific thing behind, how did you like get it?
Well, I started with guitar.
Okay. So like a super hard instrument.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's where I started. And then everything I knew on guitar, I transferred to piano.
Okay.
So chord structures. It's like, I know these notes go together because that makes a G chord.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine's dad told me about the major triad, just how most chords are built with just the 3 notes.
Yeah.
He told me that and everything clicked. I was like, I can play pretty much anything now.
Really?
And I started learning chord shapes, and for about 4 months, maybe like a year and a half ago, I took piano lessons and learned how to read music. And now I just play.
That's what's up. Has it like aided you in like working professionally or just like doing your own projects and whatnot?
If I'm writing something, yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's easier to write on piano than guitar.
Yeah.
And also, I've worked on things where they find out I play piano and they'll write it in.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Pressure.
Yeah. Every audition that's like, preferably knows how to play piano. I'm like, I don't know about this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, though. As far as me, I want to learn how to play the drums because that's what I started with,
Yeah.
And one of my friends, he came down from New York and like we went to Guitar Center. We was just like, vibing out in the Guitar Center, how you can like play all the instruments. Yeah, and I hopped back on the drums and I was like, this is more difficult than I remember, though. Because I don't know, I grew up in church and whatnot, so it's just like I was always around. Just music, the Black experience.
Fully.
Start singing at 2 in church until like 12, and then somehow I became an actor and now I'm here. But yeah, just always around music, and it was just like I taught myself how to play, but then like I kept breaking my set or something like that, so I stopped playing. Let's talk about it. We're in LA. We're in the entertainment industry. There's a lot of pitfalls that you can fall into. There's a lot of trials and tribulations that you must endure to even reach any kind of success. What have some of those been for you?
Man. The most recent one I can say.
Yeah.
I was working on 2 shows. 2 shows at once. I did Diary of a Future President on Disney Plus, and then Head of the Class on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I was working on both of those, and I want to say at the start of 2022, I was expecting both of them to do another season because I had just my last day on Diary, I was doing like production meetings and all that stuff for Head of the Class in my trade.
Right, to start it. Okay.
So I just gone from one show to the next.
Okay.
And then within maybe a week, I found out both shows were canceled. So
what?
Back to back.
So did you guys even do any episodes for Head of the Class?
We did 10.
Okay.
We did our first season, and then around the same time, around December, found out that both shows weren't going. So what I was expecting was to go into the year, I have some work lined up. That'll work.
Some stability.
Some stability.
No. Yeah.
Nothing at all. It was quiet. I feel like the most difficult part is the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Never knowing what's coming
next, what's going to happen.
Yeah, I would say that was the most recent difficult challenge.
Like, how did you get past that, if you even have, you know?
Yeah. It was difficult for sure, because you grow attached to characters. Yeah. And I feel like that was the case for both of these. I really loved the environments that both of them fostered on set. Yeah. I loved the characters, and then saying goodbye to them that fast is challenging. But always just believing that the best is yet to come. Yeah. That's been my mantra for a minute now. And I was like saying it the other day. Just like things are okay right now. Things are cool. But the best is always yet to come. Is all. So that's a great attitude to have as well. Keep that in the forefront.
Yeah. I mean, but even with that mantra and like that motto for life and career, there's still doubts that creep in, without a doubt. How do you tackle those? How do you handle those, you know?
There was a minute ago where my mom and I were both like, is this still working? Is this still the right move? Are we supposed to be here? And both of us just kind of praying, both of us trying to work out, like, should we stay here? We were considering moving to like Texas, moving to Atlanta, moving back to Vegas potentially. And I remember one day just being like, if I'm supposed to be here, I need something to ground me. I need something to keep me here and keep me steady here. And I started working for a nonprofit not too long ago. So now I do that in between me working on set and things like that. Like, I just shot a guest spot on a show a couple weeks ago. But that has been something super steady. So
it's huge.
I feel like finding something to fight off doubt is finding something to keep you stable. Because I feel like doubt and instability kind of go hand in hand. So if you can't fight one, fight the other one. Yeah. So that's what I tried to do.
Man, how did you discover that nonprofit?
Yeah, I'm just looking. Originally, I wanted to work at a record store because I collect records. But none of the record stores got back to me. So, dang. None of them got back to me. Okay. So I just found this nonprofit. And it ended up being a dream. The people are great. I love what we do.
That's amazing, man. That's crazy, because I'm going through the same thing of just like, what just I need something, you know, to an outlet, just to be like, okay, and this is what keeps me level headed, you know, because right now all I have is the podcast and the walks I go on every day. Yes, very grim. Very grim. But you know, just finding something and finding somewhere that I can like feel comfortable while, I mean, hopefully making money at the same time. That's amazing, bro. You were talking about your mom. I'm sure you guys are a team, like me and my mom. You see, it's just us in here. It's not a grand production. But it works. But it does. Exactly. It works. And that's I feel like that's the problem with some people, because they want all of this, but the little bit does work. But yeah, your mom, your team, your foundation, let's talk about her right quick. Like, how has she aided in your success and your progression, you know?
Man, I couldn't do without her. So like I said, we're from Vegas. So every audition that I had, probably a couple times a week, we would be road tripping it, driving.
Whoa, 4 hours?
4 hours to get here. 6 hours to get back, because we had to fight through the LA traffic. To get out of the city. So and that was 1 or 2 times a week. Every audition I had, sometimes finding a hotel out here to stay for a callback that would come up. Spending money that we didn't even really have, just because both of my parents saw that it was a dream that I had. It was something that I wanted, and they had faith that it would work. And they wanted to set my future up. So they did everything that they could, and my mom still to this day does everything that she can.
That's amazing, just to see the sacrifice. Because with a lot of people that I like bring on the pod, they just talk about like how their parents or dad or mom or, you know, auntie, whoever their support system and foundation is, just like how they've helped and aided and sacrificed, and that really like can attest to the demands of this industry that we're in, you know, and how much you have to sacrifice and how much you might have to spend even when you don't have it, you know. And I feel like it's times like those that really like create a great anybody, actually, like no matter what you're doing. When you get in a time where it's like money is tight and things may not be working out and you're not seeing like what you dreamed of yet, that really, once you push past that, I feel like that really creates a great actor, a great performer, whatever have you. Every episode I like to have a topic, right?
Word. Okay.
Yeah, so I was talking to my grandfather literally like a couple seconds before you walked in the door. I was like, Papa, I need a topic real fast. Yeah. And the first thing he said was crisis. So, yeah, right? Okay. Yeah, I was like, that's amazing. Okay. And, yeah, so I really don't think I've done this topic before, Mom. But crisis. I think it's good. So, crisis, right? Yeah. You know what crisis is. When have you been in it? How have you got over it,
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in a crisis right now.
Let's talk about it, because I need some time to think on that.
Yeah, I mean, just as far as transparency moment. But no, just as far as just like feeling not left behind, but just like when like when is my time coming? When is my awards? When etc. We don't do it for well, I don't do it for like an award or recognition, but like still it's nice, so just like when is my season of milk and honey coming? You feel me? Absolutely. And it's just like, yeah, that's my crisis for real. And it's just like finding something to stay in front of people, to stay relevant in a way, and to stay authentic at the same time. Because I find that I was just talking about this on the last episode. I find that I'm most successful, that I'm most passionate when I'm being authentic about something. You feel me? So it's just like fighting through that, not being discouraged, not getting sad and downtrodden, and keep going and keep creating and trying to keep being creative and pushing past what others want me to be. Yeah, especially that. Seems like you resonated with that. What others? Yeah.
That for me, when I started to branch out into music. I was really young. I think I had just finished Walk the Prank, and I wanted to make music. Yeah. I was really hopeful. I was really passionate about it. I had started writing songs, and my team caught wind of it, and they were like, "Okay, you want to make music? Let's
do it." Yeah.
So they got everybody, and all of a sudden my team had gone from just my managers and agents to now I had managers, agents, producers, like a publishing firm, distributor. It all got to be way too much because each person wanted something from me that wasn't what I wanted to give, that wasn't the authenticity that I was looking to put out there. So I put out one song. And I said, I'm not doing this because the song that I put out, I had written, and the producers, I gave them the idea for the song. They never asked to even see what I had written. They just were just like, okay, this idea, cool, we got it. We'll take it from here. Yeah. And I recorded what they gave me, and that was what I put out there. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. They had me as a pop artist. I'm not a I'm not a pop artist. Yeah. So I feel like I'll get.
We got the next male black Tay Tay on the podcast today. No, let me stop. No.
I mean, I feel like when I get back out there, when I get back into releasing music, it won't be that sound. It'll be something that comes from me. It'll just be a lot more authentic, and I feel like trying to remain in that place of authenticity can be a crisis in and of itself. Not folding to what other people want, like you were saying, can be very difficult, especially in an industry where you feel like if you don't, you'll get left behind. Yeah. That it's very, very challenging.
That's super important what you just said, because it's like, I feel like if I don't do this, if I don't post this, if I don't go to this, like, oh, now I'm about to be forgotten about. Now everybody in the group chat's talking about, well, who is he anyway? Stuff like that. Because it gets real dicey out here as well. And just to like talk about like all those hands in the pots, with like the producers and not really hearing you out. I mean, one, because you were younger, so you were as a child, people don't listen to what children have to say most of the time. Right. And just like also just, you're compensating these people. So like they're doing their job, but it's not a collaboration. Right. And I'm sure that was a learning experience as well.
It absolutely was a learning experience. Yeah. that's why I didn't go back into it, and I haven't gone back into it yet because I wanted to get to a place where I felt more comfortable asserting myself and standing up for myself because, I was so young and I would talk to my mom about it and I would talk to... I never really felt like I could talk to them about it as much because they were the people that knew best. They were the people that had done it before and I didn't want to step on toes. I didn't want them to feel like I was ungrateful.
Right.
So I just kind of went with it, but now I know that my integrity as an artist is more important than me trying to preserve their feelings. So that's been the grounding part of it for me.
Yeah. I agree with that, but at the same time, it's like making sure like you hone and continue to curate like business relationships and make sure they're in a healthy standing. Absolutely. So like, how do you navigate? I guess what I'm trying to ask is like that land of still being authentic to like your creative self while also trying to collaborate with others.
Yeah, I feel like the most important part is just the mutual respect you have for each other. Because at the end of the day, I have the utmost respect for my team, and I know that they do as well. But when I was younger, it was just challenging trying to navigate us having respect for each other and me kind of being the person the person that's in the forefront, and I don't want to say the boss because that doesn't feel right, but me kind of being the person that is doing the brunt of the creation, I guess you could say. But me knowing when to listen to their guidance and then me also knowing when to say, I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I don't know if that feels right for me. I need to kind of preserve this for me. I need to protect this part. So I feel like just going with your intuition, I guess, for me, is the best way to preserve those relationships because they're vital and they're important. And I know that they're doing what they believe to be best.
She on the phone. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know that they're doing what they believe to be best.
Yeah.
And I have to respect them for that, and I love them for that. And I'm also going to do the same thing for me too.
Yeah.
So meeting in the middle.
Yeah. Totally. Compromise. Shoot. Let's talk about relationships. Yeah. Now, not just like romantic relationships, friendships. Yeah. I don't know. Is this a word? Camaraderie ships. Camaraderie. I'm sure it would just be camaraderie, right? Yeah. But I kind of want to say camaraderie ship.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, we'll put that on the merch. Camaraderie ship. Yeah, camaraderie ship. But just like friends and family, how do you keep those in good standings? Even when because. Yeah, but what was I saying? Just like camaraderie, keeping family in good standing. How do you do it? Because especially like once people see like you're obtaining some sort of success, there definitely is a switch and a shift. Yeah. And I've seen it throughout my own family. Absolutely. You know?
Yeah. Thankfully, my family has always been a great support system for me. So keep maintaining my relationship with them. I called my grandfather on the way to work this morning. I woke him up on accident. But I always just try to make sure that I keep in touch with them. Yeah. Because I also wouldn't be who I am or where I am without them. Yeah. My family is super, super important to me. And friendships, I feel like friendships are trickier for me at least than maintaining my relationship with family. Yeah. Just because the pot of people in LA in circles, it can feel a lot like social climbing. Like social climbing is huge. Yeah. Obtaining a relationship with somebody means to get further in.
Right. Let me be friends with them so now I could get to this whoever, you know?
Right. Yeah. That's the tricky part for me with friendships. But again, just using intuition and discerning who like the good people are to maintain relationships with, like you, like my other friends. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up. Shoot, I say this every time. I only have like 3 friends for real. Because I just feel like the more quality over quantity, of course, but like the more people you have around you, the trickier it gets. And I mean, my life is already tricky as is, you know, so I'm not trying to add more added stress or just a whole bunch of things. I don't know. This is something I've been going through. I don't know if you can relate. Well, not necessarily going through, but just like experiencing like firsthand a little bit, just like mental health, you know, and just trying to stay in a positive and healthy space and attract healthy energy and go to like every event, every whatever, with good energy. And sometimes it's hard, especially like when you're entering a space where like that energy or that vibe isn't what you stand for. Which sometimes like we're put in positions where we do have to go into places where we might not necessarily want to be there, but we have to. So how do you keep your psyche, your mental in a great standing, in a solid standing,
Therapy for one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for years.
Really?
I am a huge...
Whoa, yeah, ain't that crazy? Whoa. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. They about to blow Papa off the road. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
No, but I'm a huge... I'll always be a huge supporter of anybody getting in therapy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a huge help for me. So that is one thing. And also not being afraid to, like when I'm in a space that I don't necessarily completely align with, not being afraid to just be in that space, but also keep to myself. Because I'm good by myself. That's something I've also had to learn through therapy, not always feeling the need to get from other people or be around other people. But just being good by myself sometimes. And in those situations and in those spaces, sometimes I'll just kind of keep to myself. I'll chill.
Shoot, I feel that. I mean, even when was the last time I saw you at the
panel?
At the panel, you was very low key, low key in low key in the vibe, but the outfit was very high key.
Yeah, the outfit.
I mean, when they pulled us up on that stage, I already knew he was gonna say something to us too. I was like, I came in here looking like a freedom fighter. Brandon in here dressed in all blue.
I'm like, I don't know why he called us on stage.
That's what I'm saying. Out of everybody in there.
Because I don't know about you, but I'm not a dancer. Like,
no, I dance, but I'm not a dancer.
Yeah, like I'll dance if I'm at a party. Or something, I'm not a dancer.
No.
You got the two of us on stage
to dance battle.
And to dance battle in a room full of people that actually dance.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. These are professional TikTokers.
I'm saying. Like why me?
Yeah.
I get it.
Right. Get us off the stage. Come up here. How many followers you got? Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah. Just as far as navigating like the social scene in LA, like you said, it can get very tricky, very dicey, very manufactured. Everything is very intentional here, and being intentionally genuine. I feel as if it's not hard to find if you're looking in the right places.
Absolutely.
So like as far as just like finding good people to be around, to communicate with, people that you like, and you can trust. Yeah. Like, did you experience any issues with that?
Yes, I have had. It has been tricky for me before. There have been periods where, again, I felt like I didn't really have a bunch of friends, and I was like, how do I navigate this? Is it me? Is it something that I'm doing? I had to really sit in and try to figure things out, and again, be in therapy, and my therapist just kind of had to tell me like, it's okay to not have a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah,
that's okay. It's okay to just have, like you were saying, a good 2
couple.
or 3 people.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of got around. Like I have like 2 core friends that I see all the time, that I talk to all the time. They really hold me down. But before I found them, it was tricky. Yeah, it was real tricky. Not because you never know exactly. At least for me, I never knew who I was safe around, and that is a really, really uncomfortable spot to be in. Not knowing who you're safe around, not knowing who you can really confide in, who you can talk to. Yeah. Yeah, but once you find those people,
that's huge. Not know. I've never heard it put like that. Like not knowing who you're safe around, because that's so true. Because there's just so many instances where I've gone into like a place or just like rooms, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is snaked out. They're scaled out in here for real. Gotcha. But yeah, friends. Because I found like as I'm getting older, right. Just like having friends is very important. Like my friends have really like gotten me through a lot of things, and I think people really don't recognize the importance of having like good friends around you, because it really can be like a deciding factor to if you make it through something or not. So yeah, just like having those 2 core friends, like you were saying, like that you can talk to and confide in and really trust, like that's super important. Shoot, what was I about to talk about? It was on my mind. Oh yeah, food. Right.
Word.
I love food.
Same here.
Yeah, I love food. Soul food. How do we feel about
Love it. Absolutely.
Really? Okay. Favorite soul food items, if you have any.
Mac and cheese.
Boom. Boom. Come on. Yeah. The mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Baked to perfection.
Absolutely.
Crusted golden on the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All that. Yeah. That's that's probably why I like Christmas and Thanksgiving so much.
Yeah,
because I know
it's back to back.
Oh, back to back, double homicide, double. I mean, you gonna hit me with the collard greens twice?
The collard greens and the yams
twice, and then you telling me I can get leftovers? And then hold up, Nana, you done made 5 sweet potato pies.
5 sweet potato pies.
5?
Put one in the freezer.
Right, please. 2, if you will. But just like food. Do you have any favorite food spots? Do you have any suggestions?
Oh, absolutely.
Like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Burbank,
no, just like in LA.
In LA. Oh, let's see. There is for breakfast. There's this place I go, Cafe Los Feliz, one of the best breakfast burritos in the city.
Really?
I love a good breakfast burrito.
Okay.
I love those ones. Mercato on Fairfax in Little Ethiopia. Okay. It's an Ethiopian restaurant. Okay. Fantastic every time I go.
Okay.
Yeah, that place is really good. Is there any? Oh, Bruxy. Bruxy is this other spot in North Hollywood, right next to the Television Academy building. Okay. Super random. Do you remember Sweetie Pies and Sweetie Pies? Yeah. They took over that restaurant.
Okay.
So it's a chicken and waffles restaurant.
Okay.
Real good.
Oh, so chicken and waffles so better than what's the main one? Roscoe's. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to get into it.
Because best believe I would have made that the clip for this episode.
No. Let's not.
What do y'all think? Yeah.
Roscoe's is great too.
Yeah.
I live in North Hollywood, so Bruxy is closer.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
And Bruxy is really good.
You think Roscoe's is good?
Yeah.
Really? We've been to Roscoe's, haven't we? Yeah. Okay. I'm just their hot sauce was amazing.
What?
Their hot sauce
is good. Yeah.
Whoa! I mean, I would go in there and take all the hot sauce.
Word.
I just I know I've never been a chicken and waffles person. I just don't understand the fad of it.
It's not a fad. That's been around for a minute.
Well, true. Well, what would it be then? The phenomenon? I don't know.
Guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't like. It was okay. That's all I'll say. Okay. But I definitely got to try out. What is it called again? Bruxy. Okay.
Bruxy is good.
So we got Bruxy. We got Cafe Los Feliz with the breakfast burritos, and then the Ethiopian restaurant, which is
Mercato.
Okay, Mercato.
Mercato.
Yeah. Sponsorship. No. But Twitter, I was on your Twitter for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, you're active on there.
Yeah.
I mean, active. Beyonce stan.
account.
Yeah. Super active on Twitter. Is that your favorite platform?
It is. I'm on there all the time. It's easy. It's just to talk to people. Also, my account got locked as Beyonce stan account for a minute because when the new person took over Twitter, verified accounts couldn't change their name. Oh, okay. And that was just the name I had for like a week and a half, maybe, because Renaissance had just come out. Yeah, and I couldn't change it. You couldn't change it?
So it was stuck like that.
It was just stuck like that. I still don't think I can.
Oh.
So I might just be Beyonce stan account for the rest of my Twitter existence.
Shoot. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Because I'm most active on Instagram, right? But I'm starting to get into the TikTok grind or whatever you want to say.
Same here.
But just as far as like being on Twitter, I know there's a lot of this is where a lot of trends originate, like that in TikTok. It's Black Twitter. How do I get on it? I really want to know. I don't know how to get on it.
I didn't know I was on it until you just kind of are.
Right.
You just gotta join in the conversation when the conversation happens.
Okay.
I feel like finding people who are talking about whatever happens to you going on Black Twitter at the moment, getting in their replies, talking to people, talking about it, and then before you know it, you've just kind of become a part of
the Black Twitter because I want to be a part. I just don't know how. I feel like it's like the cool kids in school, and it's like they won't look at me or talk to me, but they know I'm there. You know. But no, just getting into that. What else? Just Instagram, TikTok, just the whole social media realm of it all, and trying to stay active and in front of people because like whether we want it to be or like it or not, like Instagram and just social media in general is a huge part of just being successful nowadays, which is unfortunate. But like, how do you keep your content creation up, no matter if it's like, you know, you're creating content every day or like once a month, which is what I used to be.
Word.
Yeah.
So Twitter is, like you said, my main. That's where I'm active the most.
Yeah.
I've just been getting into TikTok and Instagram Reels more recently. Just because I'm always talking about something, so I figured I might as well try to be a little bit informative, and that's what I've been starting to do. I'm going to try to branch that out more and kind of get into releasing more content about that. But yeah, I mean, for a minute, I could not stand social media.
Yeah.
I did not like it at all. I didn't do anything on it. Just because it was so taxing, and it seemed like something that you had to do. It's like, I got into this to be a creative, not post for engagements.
Yeah, not another 9 to 5 or something like that. You know.
Yeah. But now I've gotten to like it more, definitely. But before I used to not stand it.
Yeah, shoot, I was the same way until about a couple days ago, for real, honestly, because, you know, people always like, well, you know, you got to be on social media. You need to be posted on TikTok if you want your stuff to grow. Yeah. So I finally caved into it, and shoot, hopefully this video I just posted going viral. Let's see. Let's check it out right quick. I don't know. Just what I post on Instagram, I repurpose everything to different apps because it's like, wow.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That kind of going from app to app to
app. No, not going viral. Okay, unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom and she said you had worked with Lawrence Fishburne. I'm not sure what that was on.
Yes.
What was that?
It was so you remember Quibi? When Quibi was a thing.
Yeah, for 2 days. Yes.
So they started off strong.
Strong.
Real strong.
Public advertising everywhere. Yeah.
So I did a Quibi show with Lawrence Fishburne. It was called Freeway Sean.
Okay.
We shot in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans for like a good 2-3 months.
Okay.
Just enjoying life down there, enjoying the food. Food is spectacular.
Okay.
But yeah, we got to work together. It was fantastic. He's one of the most amazing artists that I've worked with.
Really? Yeah, that's amazing. Just like being able to work with a legend like that, not only as an actor, but just like as a black man and like seeing another black man be successful in like your field. How was that, you know?
It was great. I mean, he's super, super humble.
Yeah.
Because there was this one scene we were doing. I was nervous, granted. We were shooting in this car. I forget exactly what the scene was. We were shooting in this car. And the director comes in to give notes, and he asked the director and me, like, is it okay if I suggest something? It's like, of course.
Right,
like,
yeah. Lawrence Fishburne.
No?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yes, please. And he was like, you've done this line, like, the past 2-3 takes, you've done it just about the same way. Just give something different. And I had no idea what to do. I was nervous, but I just gave him something.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, that was cool. I like that. That worked. It's like, oh my god.
Wow. Oh my god.
Wow. I did it. I've done it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a really, really great. He's a great artist. And he also, something that I picked up from him. Yeah. I don't bring my phone to set anymore.
Really?
That was something he did. He gave his. Now, granted, I also don't have an assistant.
Right.
But he would give his assistant the first aid use phone number. He was like, if anything happens, if there's an emergency, call them. They'll get to me. But he doesn't bring his phone. He brings a coloring book.
Really?
He brings a coloring book.
Did he ever tell you why?
Just because he doesn't like the distractions. When he's in something, when he's in an environment and a character, he likes to stay. He likes to just stay there. So he doesn't bring his phone. He'll have a coloring book. He'll be talking to people, chilling for the most part. By himself.
I'm about to start bringing a coloring book to set. That sounds fun a little bit. Yeah, for real. Well, just to circle back around to I like to tie it all up with the topic of the episode, of course. Circle back around to crisis. Just fighting through adversity. As being black as men in the entertainment industry and realm, there's a lot of challenges that we face, not only in front of the camera but behind it as well. When we just go outside, you feel me? So just like being able to like stand for your morals and your values, and while also being a public figure, how has that affected you in a way? Because I know I've without a doubt changed, especially like once I started seeing that people actually knew who I was. I definitely changed. I had to be more vigilant of who I was around, what I was doing, and who was there, So how was that for you,
Yeah, I mean, for starters, being black in entertainment is hard.
Yeah.
This is hard. Like even Dusty, when I did Walk the Prank, Dusty was like originally like the way he was written was like a heavyset white kid. I got called in for it and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And they liked my version of the character enough, and then me and Toby's chemistry, Adam and Trevor, they liked that version of the character and me and Toby's chemistry enough to change it. And that's how we both ended up on the show. And then of course Toby went to do Just Roll With It with Noel, which was another great show. Right. But to get back to it, it can be challenging, it can be difficult, but again, just maintaining integrity is something that's hugely important to me. It's something that was instilled by, I mean, my family, my parents, very much so, but especially I feel like I've learned that so much from my father and my grandfather, because both of them are two black men that if they say something, they mean it, and they're going to stick by it and do it and see it through. And I've seen them both do that, albeit challenging and albeit difficult. And I just learn from them and continue to follow in their footsteps and kind of carve out what that means for me. But yeah, I mean, integrity for me is something that's just hugely important.
Toby, okay, we'll start with Toby. I'm gonna forget one of the things in my head now. No, okay, so we'll start with Toby though, because I know when you started working with him, like he was new to doing TV shows. From the story, like he's told me, he wasn't even like supposed to be the role he was.
No.
But you know something happened. Anyway. Yeah. He was. But like when I worked with him, he had already done Walk the Prank for, I'm not sure how long you guys did it, but for some years.
We did 3 seasons.
Yeah. So like 3 years, right? Yeah. So like he had already known how to like navigate on a set. He was familiar with Adam and Trevor. And Toby really taught me a lot of like navigating the set and what to say yes and no to, you know, because being a kid and just like wanting to being in the whole realm of like, wow, these cameras, there's people getting paid, I have to deliver, I have obligations, you know, to meet at like 12, 13, 14. Just you know, you're just more prone to say yes to things like, hey, Ramon, you come eat this scorpion. Okay, let me get this obligation out the way. But there was a specific instance where Toby and I, we did the cold open every episode. So it was just like, hey, welcome to Just Roll With It. Here's our joke and let's get into the show, you know? So we was rehearsing one day and they had written this like joke where this guy comes out with a whip and he whipped it like beside us or in front of us or something like that. And immediately Toby walked away and he said, no, we're not doing that. And I was just like, oh, this is amazing. I've never talked to him about this too, but it was such a magical moment. I was like, wow, this black man who's part of this show with me just said no. And everybody was like, okay. And it was going.
Woo! Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Absolutely. Dang. See, I'm getting emotional for no reason. Yeah. But it was just so powerful to see him like, stand, you know, and not like take a stand like protest, but just be like, no, I'm not willing to do that. Absolutely. Yeah. So did Toby T, I'm sure he did, but like, do you have any like lessons or just like something from seeing him do of navigating like the life and like filming that you remember vividly?
Man, Toby, one thing I really remember him being was he was very protective.
Yeah.
Of all of us. He was very, very protective of all of us. In like a literal sense and a figurative sense, because the pranks we were doing, people, he never knew how they were going to react. So he like physically put himself in between us and them. Yeah. But like figuratively as well, like he cared about us and cares about us like so much. Yeah. That was always beautiful to see, but also just how I feel like you didn't even really get to see half of what Toby is capable of. Yeah. On the show, because we went to he invited me to a play reading that he did in somebody's backyard in North Hollywood, I think it was, of 7 Guitars by August Wilson. I still remember it because I was blown away. Yeah. Because I had never seen that side of him, like the more theatrical side. He's so multifaceted. He is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I feel like it's more of like just behind the camera than in front of it. Like, yes, Toby is an amazing actor, but just like what he can create like from behind the camera and just like
what he can come up with is just like amazing. He was definitely just like a huge inspiration. It still is a huge inspiration to me. Adam and Trevor, we both worked with them. You know, I actually saw Mr. Adam a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
But just like to talk about Mr. Trevor a little bit. I mean, let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. I guess I would say his passing, you know. How did that affect you?
I remember it. So I was on the way to a party.
Yeah.
I was on the freeway, and Jillian called me. And she was like, straight face, just like kind of ripped the Band-Aid off. Then just like, Trevor passed. I was like,
you gotta be joking.
What are you talking
right,
about?
Yeah.
Because at first it didn't register. I was like, no, it can't be that Trevor.
Yeah.
Like, do we know someone that, like, who else are you? Am I forgetting someone?
Yeah.
Who else could you be talking about? She's like, no, Trevor passed.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It did not seem, it didn't register, it didn't seem real.
Right.
It was Trevor. Like, Trevor,
right, exactly.
Yeah. Like, it didn't, no.
It doesn't make sense, right? I was the same way. It's like, it's Trevor. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No. Shoot, I remember mine. I was actually back home visiting family. What?
It was your birthday party.
Oh my gosh, it was my birthday. You're right. Oh yeah, it was that night, like right after the birthday party. So it was right after my birthday / graduation. Wait, no, that was KJ's graduation. So like my birthday party, right? And we was like at like one of my uncle's house, and you know we're all having a good time talking, and I think it was like a group text that came out to I think it was like Toby who sent it or something like that, just like informing us. And I was like, what's going on? So immediately, you know, I run to my mom. Hey, mom, what's happening? And then, you know, she was like, yeah, I didn't want to tell you because, you know, all this is going on. But it just didn't make sense, you know? No. And it's just like, wow. Yeah. Because, you know, we was also trying to, like, create more things together. Like, after Just Roll With It got canceled, we were like, yeah, let's stay in contact. Let's create more. You know, and those things fell through. But it was just like, it doesn't make sense, you know?
No.
And just especially just like knowing like he was the person who truly believed in me. Like he put a lot of trust in me, like on national TV, to expect like somebody so young to deliver at such a high level, and he did that. And that was something I'll be eternally grateful for, of course. But it was just it was unbelievable. It still is, you know. It still is.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
at all, no. You know. And I feel like that was the first death that I've experienced that I was really felt feelings about. I was totally done for the whole day. I was like, this doesn't even sound right. Yeah. What was you talking about? See, I told you I was going to forget therapy. Yes. Okay. What made you get into therapy?
I got into therapy when my dad passed away.
Okay.
I was 9 when my dad passed away. Super.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. My mom and I were on my way out here for an audition.
Really?
She didn't tell me what was going on, but like pulled the car over and just got out and was on the phone for like half an hour. So she got out of the car and was just like pacing. Just pacing back and forth on the phone. So I'm just sitting in the car.
Right.
I'm minding my business, reading a book, is like you're doing a road trip.
Right.
We get back in the car. She's like, we have to turn around and go home. We can't go to the audition. And I was like, why? Like, what happened? She's like, don't worry about it. Just pray. So she didn't tell me what the issue was. But we get back home. I realize what's happening. He passed like a week later. And I got into therapy, I think, maybe 2 weeks after that. Yeah. And I've been in ever since. Just because there was no way I could have done that on my own. Yeah. My mom, as wonderful as she is and as emotionally intelligent as she is, there's no way we could have navigated that by ourselves. So we both got into therapy then, actually, together and separately. It was vital for me in order to remain healthy, to not get jaded, to not be angry and bitter. I needed that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially with the angry and bitter part. I definitely understand that. And I'm sure just like a life-changing experience like that just changes who you are forever, you know, especially like losing your dad at such a young age. Like no one wants that to happen. Yeah, no. How did it change you, you know?
For one, it taught me how volatile life can be. Because growing up, I mean, he was paralyzed. He got shot while my mom was, I think, 4 months pregnant with me. Like, someone broke into the house that they lived in and like shot him trying to rob the both of them.
Wow.
So he had been going through a lot from like the time I was born until then. Because he was then he was paralyzed from like the neck down, but then he can move like his arms. He was able to move like from the chest down a couple of years later, and then through that process he had been diagnosed with MS, and then after that he became like a double amputee. So like there was a lot
right things on things.
Already. There was a lot going on already, and I was 8 at that point. And then I was 9 when he passed. But I mean, I've always kind of had to be relatively tough and like relatively strong. But that brought out something in me that I didn't even know I was possible. That I had. So one, it showed me that I had the ability to, like, if I can get through this, there's not really anything else that could phase me.
That could phase you. Yeah, literally.
So that it proved to me that I have the strength if I ever need it. But it also taught me how to lean on other people. Yeah. Especially then, because I, again, could not have gotten through that by myself. Yeah. I needed my family. I needed my community. So I relied on them. And that situation in particular taught me how to do that. Because before, it was my mom and I. Yeah. It was my mom, my dad, and I. I mean, but really my mom and I, especially because we took care of him. Like, I had been taking care of him with my mom since the time I was born. Yeah. Like, so, but that in particular taught me, like, I can't do this on my own. I can't do this by myself. I need other people. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like hearing you talk about how it was like you, your mom, and your dad. I haven't been through like the experience of losing a parent. Not gonna happen. Right. Yeah. But I have been through an experience where things happen through life, and like somebody leaves, and then now it feels like you have this I won't say obligation, but it's just that we're sons, right? We're sons of Black women. So like you have this want and need to make sure that your mom is fine, and like, absolutely. And that like mom is okay, and like you want to protect your mother, of course. So like, once your dad did pass, was there like any feelings or emotions of that, or being like, now I really feel like I have to take a man role, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I in hindsight, I wish that there wasn't, but absolutely. Yeah. I wish I got to enjoy a bit more of my childhood. I do, but I mean that was just how I was raised. And even my dad would tell me, like, if anything ever happens to me, make sure she's okay. Which, like, what was I going to do? I was 9.
Yeah, you know.
Anyway.
Then we don't even take that serious because that's not a thought. Like, exactly. Oh, okay, Dad, you know.
Like, yeah, okay,
yeah, sure. Right, yeah.
Then the time comes and it's like,
this is real.
I really have to do this now. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I felt like I had to make sure that she was okay and that I did what I could to protect her. Absolutely. Yeah.
When did you? This is an odd question, but when did you feel like your childhood ended?
Ooh. I feel like honestly when he passed away, I feel like there was the shift. Like I took a sharp left turn. Yeah. Because I grew up taking care of him. So I grew up in a very unique space already because I didn't grow up like other kids did. I grew up with an immediate sense of responsibility and things that I knew I needed to take care of. But then especially because I was like, okay, now it's not just we're taking care of Dad. Now I need to take care of myself and I need to take care of my mom. Yeah. So that's when it really shifted for me in terms of like I don't have time to be a kid anymore. Yeah. Yeah. And then just like going into the entertainment realm, and like now you're on Disney, and now like
you're providing in a monetary sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure that even like puts more, not pressure, but just like more like responsibility on you. It's like, okay, wow, now I'm really in like a whole role of where I need to make sure like my family is good, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you feel like that would that was added stress at a time?
At the time, I don't think I realized it as much as I did, because as much as I do now, because all of my other castmates, they all had two parents. So there was my mom. There would be like one parent on set. I think it was all of our moms for a majority of the time. But they also had another parent who was kind of like still working
distant.
outside. Still working, still holding things down at home. For my mom and I, it was just us.
Yeah.
And of course, she can't go work anywhere else because she's on set with me 10 hours a day. So this was it. And that, I mean, now looking back on it, I'm glad I didn't feel as much of the pressure as I could have, because that very well could have just thrown me all the way off my rocker. Mm-hmm. But it did add some. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, Brandon. I feel like the way our stories are like so similar, because like I feel like we were sort of in the same position in that sense of like it's just like you and your mom, but like just for me it was like me, my mom, my sister, etc. But just I feel like I didn't feel a lot of stress because of that kid part of me, you know, of just like not knowing. I was just talking about this, like even when I did The Lion King on like Broadway, that now when I think about it in a older, you know, mind, it's like, wow, that's insane. I'm out there 4 or 5 times a week in front of thousands of people singing and dancing. That's a nightmare for me now, you know. And it's like, how did I do that? But I feel like it's that kid aspect of just knowing and believing, you know, and just like, oh, okay, this is fun. Let me just do this. Absolutely. And then you look back and you see like how much of an impact what you did when you were younger has on like who you are and what you're doing now, you know. Yeah, and I just really missed that kid part of just believing and just being a little not naive, but just free spirited in a sense of like anything is possible, you know. Absolutely. How would I structure the question? I guess like what I'm trying to ask or like say is, how did that kid part of you, even though like because of the cards you were dealt with life, you had to grow up faster than the normal kid, you know, how did that kid part of you aid in success and just like being able to show up and execute on what you needed to do? And also, was there any resentment, isn't the word, but was there any like, dang, they have 2 parents, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so the first part of the question.
I know, that's a jam-packed one.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
jam-packed. My fault.
No, you're good. One thing I can say, most of the roles that I went up for when I was younger were for white kids. So looking now at a lot of things, because they usually don't send me out for things that are listed as white, it's just like open ethnicity. But then I was going out for characters that were written as white. Okay. I probably wouldn't do that now, but then I was like, I could do it. Yeah. Like, yeah, sure. And I did it a few times. But I was like, yeah, like I can do it. Why not? That attitude of like, why can't I? Yeah. That I feel like was the part that really helped me out. Just before it was before I realized I could find reasons of why things didn't work. It was more believing like, why wouldn't they? Like, why not? Why can't I do this? Why can't I go be on this Disney show? Why can't I move to California one day? Like, why can't I? Now it's now that a bit more realism has set in, it's a bit more tricky to maintain that attitude. But the other part of the question, sheesh. At times, it was difficult for me to see people with 2 parents. But that was also there when I was younger, because my dad and I, he loved me to the moon and back, absolutely. But there were also things that I saw other people just being able to do things with their dad that I wasn't able to do, like playing catch, or like going for a run, or like him teaching how to play a sport or something like
Yeah.
that. I never got that because he was in a wheelchair from the time I was born.
Yeah.
So seeing things like that when I was younger, I was like, why did this have to happen to me? Like, why did this have to be my story?
Yeah.
And I mean, and that still happens to this day. Like, why does this have to happen to me? Why is this my story?
Yeah.
The thing I keep telling myself though is that the conclusion will make everything worth it.
Yeah.
So just kind of walking along the story and walking along the difficult parts, like this will make for a great beat when I tell the story one day. Just walking through all of these difficult things, like, you know, it'll be worth it when I tell the story one day. That's what's kind of kept me as optimistic, I feel like, as I am.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, well, like you said, I'm hearing just like a whole bunch of optimism. Like, yes, even though this is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, this situation sucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like still, but I'm grateful. But, you know, the best is yet to come. Things like that. And just staying in a positive space is super important.
Really quick, though.
Yeah.
That was something my therapist pointed out to me a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to him about something, and he said, like, I don't know if you realize that optimism has become a survival technique for you. I had never even thought about that.
Wow.
The fact that optimism had become a mean of survival because I needed to find hope. I needed to find joy and positivity in something. So I just conditioned my mind to, and now I can't help it. And I'm thankful, but yeah, I mean, it became a means of survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you wanted to have anything, optimism would be the best. Because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, oh, shoot, man, it's okay that you just scraped your knee. Let's get you a bad day, you know? And you over there smiling and they crying, you know? Just to talk about the future, what the future holds. Of course, we don't know, but like, what would you want it to hold? Like, do you have vision boards, manifestation, crystals? I don't, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I got a few crystals. But as far as the future goes, I have gone in so many different directions that I'm curious to see what the future looks like for me. The main thing I want, that I'm thankful that I'm able to claim and have now, is stability and security. I want to continue to be an artist, and whatever that looks like for me in the future, wherever I find the most peace and comfort in creating, whether that's acting, whether that's music, whether that's poetry. I write poetry too. Yeah. And whatever it is, I want to continue to be an artist, and I want that to be the primary thing that I do. So that's what I want my future to look like. Yeah.
You said it. Okay. So feel free to say no, but can we hear one of the poems if you have any?
Oh, let me see. Let me see what I have on.
Because I'm not a poem writer. Yeah, I don't write poems.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit into the songwriting. So yeah, it's just the same thing. Just don't rhyme all the time. You know. Yeah.
That's the other thing about what I write. I rarely ever rhyme it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. There's one that I wrote when I was at the beach. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Because I took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, it's very windy out there. I don't know what's going on today.
Let's see, I gotta scroll back.
Yeah, I understand. That I'll be the same way in my notes. I
gotta scroll back.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Nope. Not that one.
I'm scrolling back through some text messages.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I sent a picture of it to somebody, but I gotta find the text.
Oh, okay. If you want a little what is it? Cheat code. You know, you could just click on the name at the top and then like go to the photos that you've sent in the chat.
I did try to do that, but the photos, we've sent so many in
okay.
the photos part.
I understand. Yeah. Too much.
We've
That's
sent
what they said.
334 images in this group chat.
Yeah.
So I gotta.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot, we probably done sent 1,000 in mine.
Word.
It's just the memes, you know.
Yeah, it is.
It's the memes.
It's the memes.
Yeah, for real.
What matter of fact, I think I favorited the picture.
Okay.
Now that you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, so this is one. I wrote this in September. I was at the beach. So it says, I wonder if our souls are like drops of water in the ocean, that throughout the limitless and expansive time we've existed, we've all come to know each other across our various relived lifetimes, and that time, as it revolves, keeps us together, rising, falling, loving, and crashing into each other.
Dang.
Yeah, that was one thing I wrote, because I was watching the water crash at the beach, and just that theory of how like energy never you can't
like
kill it.
dies.
Energy never dies. It's like I wonder if the energy that's inside of us is kind of like the water in the ocean, that like it's all connected even though it's so far apart at times. Like the water at one end of the Pacific Ocean is connected to the water at the other end.
Yeah.
It's all connected through the middle. And it's always moving and ebbing and flowing, and I wonder if the water on one end knows the water on the other. That's how that came to be.
That's deep.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have thought about that. I'd be like, them waves nice. Some nice waves. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, please let them know where they can follow you, Brandon.
Yeah, absolutely. Instagram and TikTok are the Brandon Sievers, just how my name is spelled. You can see it somewhere on here. Yeah. And then my Twitter is Brandon_Sievers.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on, man. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all on the next one, man, for real.